I don't agree with this average and corny narrative because I just often see an inconsistent standard. I've seen guys that say this before and notice that black women gotta be super blessed in looks for them, but the white girl can be average at best and can even be mega BBW. However, many black women are intellectually dishonest because plenty of black women say black men didn't want me, so I went with white men, and these same women will congratulate them. I think both men and women saying this are usually being dishonest about the fact they have two different standards for black people and white people. Most interracial relationships I see and know of in person, everything they complain about with black counterparts are okay if it's non-black people. Weight, money, height, submissiveness, etc. I rarely see black nerds ask a black female nerd out. They're always chasing after the girls that are in the streets, and when they put that rejection on all black women. It's incredibly exhausting when you look at the exact type of women calling men corny. They don't look like female black nerds or anything like that. Some of these men are literally just asking beautiful women that are out of their league out. Of course they're going to reject you. Instead of accepting that rejection from that person, somehow every single black woman is rejecting you in that moment. That's hilarious. Besides, it's almost always black men making songs coveting non-black women. They have been historically very vocal about wanting to date out. Yet somehow you want me to believe that all these men are struggling to find black women to date when black women are literally the most race consistent across all studies? Come on, you guys need to find better videos to make profit from. I'm tired of all these hateful videos that pit a marginalized community against each other. It's just not black men that face this issue. As a young black girl, I was called corny and white girl. I was always really smart and had perfect grammar. I was always called pretty but could never understand why mostly white guys were into me. It wasn't until after college the same guys were now overly interested because I was beautiful, had a great job, and had married a man outside of my race. So shout out to Rico2244, the Zoo 9250, and another viewer I can't pronounce the name. So this is a common rebuttal that I see with black women. There are certain black guys, including nerdy and average corny guys, that shoot for the stars in terms of IG models. Clearly women that are supposedly out of their league, which I would like to know what is out of your league. Ladies, comment below what is considered out of league. Obviously, when it comes to women, that means a super beautiful woman is out of an average man's league. But if he's got money, is she considered out of his league? Also, another thing which has been in these comments is that a black man will go after an average at best looking white woman. An average white woman who doesn't have body, who doesn't have money, just because by virtue of her being a white woman, it's like I've made it. It's like kryptonite. And I know I've said this before and people have gotten upset, but I didn't coin it. A white woman is a black man's kryptonite. It is what it is. Some guys just feel that way, that they've made it. Same thing with how you got some brothers, dark-skinned men tend to be with light-skinned women and vice versa. Light-skinned women feel like they have to be with dark-skinned men because it's just a proper thing to do. And that's why you typically see those couples. But average black women say this a lot, and some of them, especially those with a darker complexion, feel like they have to be lighter, feel like they have to wear a wig. This is what they say, but they just do this because that's just who they want to look like at the end of the day. A lot of you guys do get rejected and you do put that on all black women when that's just not the case. I understand generalizations tend to be true. It happens. Like me, for example, light-skinned women typically will reject me. Will all light-skinned women reject me? Probably not. But from my experience, generally, based off of my complexion, when I do approach a light-skinned woman, she's going to reject me typically because it's frowned upon for a light-skinned woman to date a light-skinned man or a man of a lighter complexion. This is just within the black race. Now, in other races, does colorism play a part? Yeah. In the white race, I think white women tend to want to go after a guy that has that bronze look, that Greek god look. Hence, most white people you'll see want to have a tan. They love the tan. They love a man with a tan. That's why they have the tall, dark, and handsome thing, or the blonde hair, blue eyes, which are two different spectrums. But typically, white people want to have tan skin. They want to have bronze skin. That's the look that they're going for. That's what they find attractive. These are just some things in terms of being black, though. Going after the black nerd. Sometimes, ladies, you can be considered an ugly duckling, then turn into a swan as you get older. And people tend to look different. Either it's for the better or it's for the worse. With women, a lot of times it's for the worse. Usually in her teenage years, she's attractive. Then as she gets older, She gets washed up. And when I mean older, sometimes that could be as early as late 20s, early 30s. It just happens. Now, I've never come across, and if we're talking about the words nerd or acting white, I've never seen that happen where that's going to turn a brother off. If a woman's attractive, she's attractive. But I guess some black women who talk a certain way are looked at as she only likes white guys. A petite black girl who's thin and talks a certain way might only attract white guys, because white guys prefer to have thin women who talk a certain way. He don't want no hood booger or a ghetto chick with this accent that's just, nah, you can't have that around. A BBW or a thick one. White guys usually don't typically want that type of woman. He wants a woman that's well-spoken, thin, reserved, and that's typically what happens, and she's going to submit to whatever it is that he says. So if that's how some women feel, they're going to do the same thing that a lot of the brothers do. And a lot of the brothers are going to go where they're appreciated. And hey, that's just what it is at the end of the day. But fellas, what this video is ultimately all about, is this real? Is this generalization true? That a lot of you only go after women that are clearly out of your league? Or you'll give a pass to a white woman, or you'll say that black women are ghetto, but you'll deal with a white woman that has a hood degree and acts ghetto and adopts the worst behaviors of black women? I do think that that's disingenuous, and I do think that that's hypocritical for a black man to deal with a white woman with a hood degree and turn around and say that black women are too ghetto and shit like that. Just my thoughts. I could be off on this one. But hey, I think it's few and far between in terms of black men overlooking black women because they're nerds or average. Majority of black men don't have a baddie. They're dealing with an average woman, as opposed to a black woman just feeling like she has to have this type of dude, this top-notch dude. And this dude that works a regular 9 to 5, nobody cares about what a woman does for a living. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think though. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all of my books, merch, t-shirts. It helps to support the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. And that's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.
Yeah.
50 Cent.
50. Part 2.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Can't forget Tony.
50.
UK.